Welcome to the JJ's Declutter podcast, where we tackle the mess and stress to make space for what truly matters. I'm Janis, here with Julie, and together we're sharing our best tips, tricks, and a little humor to help you declutter your home, mind, and life. Whether it's procrastination or piles of stuff, we're here to help you make real progress. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. Today we are diving nose first into the world of cleaning pet stuff, which honestly deserves its own reality show. Between fur tumbleweeds and mystery smells, slobbery toys and pet beds that somehow collect half the outdoors, there's always something that needs attention. And pets are affordable little roommates, but they are not especially committed to sanitation.
That's true. Every leash, collar, kennel, and food dish quietly absorbs dirt, odors, and enough fuzz to build a small decorative pillow. The good news is you don't need complicated routines or harsh chemicals to stay on top of it. A few simple habits and some good enzyme cleaners can make a huge difference without spending your whole weekend scrubbing squeaky hedgehogs.
For a bit of fun, we pinned a short fractured fairy tale for you today. The title is Mama Bear and the 3 Pet Beds.
Once upon a time, in a cottage at the edge of forest of forever fur, lived 3 very spoiled pets. Sir Barksalot, the giant dog, Princess Whisker Beans, the cat, and Nugget, the guinea pig. Their owner, Mama Bear, loved them deeply, but her house smelled faintly of wet kibble and whatever lived underneath the couch cushions. One morning, she bravely announced, "Today we clean the pet stuff."
Reacted exactly as expected. Sir Barksalot immediately rolled in something questionable outside. Princess Whisker Beans knocked a toy mouse into the heating vent, and Nugget simply continued eating parsley like a tiny emperor, unconcerned with household affairs. Mama Bear started with the dog bed, only to discover enough fur inside to knit a second dog and at least one suspicious sock that was covered in glitter.
Next came the food bowls, which had developed that crunchy edge that says, "I used to be gravy." Mama Bear scrubbed them with hot water and natural soap, then reached for the mighty enzyme cleaner to tackle the odors that had apparently signed a long-term lease. Meanwhile, Sir Barksalot proudly dropped his leash at her feet, and somehow it was sticky. Why are pet leashes always sticky? Science has no answers.
Bear soaked the collars and leashes until the water turned the color of weak coffee. And actually, it looked more than like weak, just saying, which was both horrifying and educational. Then she faced the toy basket where she discovered rubber balls, soggy plush ducks, one lonely squeaker with no toy attached, and something called Mr. Pickles that had clearly survived several emotional battles. She washed what she could, tossed what she couldn't, and restored peace to the kingdom, one slobbery tennis ball at a time.
That night, the pets curled up on their fresh, clean beds while Mama Bear admired her now less crunchy home. She realized cleaning pet stuff isn't about perfection, it's about creating a healthier, happier space for the animals we love, while avoiding the unforgettable pain of stepping barefoot on mystery kibble at 2 a.m.
Start with where Mama Bear started. And she started with the pet dishes because these things get funky so fast, especially wet food bowls. So leave one sitting around too long, and suddenly it looks like it belongs in an abandoned medieval tavern. Daily washing with hot water and natural dish soap helps prevent bacteria, odors, and that mysterious crust that forms around the rim.
Stainless steel bowls are usually the easiest to keep clean because they don't trap smells the way scratched plastic can. Feeding mats also deserve regular attention since they collect drips, crumbs, and slobber puddles with impressive efficiency. If odors still linger after washing, enzyme cleaners really can't be beat for breaking down the smell instead of just covering it up. Now, collars, harnesses, and leashes quietly correct the entire outdoors. Dirt, rainwater, grass, and whatever mysterious swamp puddle your dog found from 3 counties away all end up trapped in that fabric. Soaking them in warm water with gentle soap every so often keeps them fresher and helps them last longer.
It's also smart to inspect them while you're cleaning. Check for fraying, cracked clips, loose stitching, or worn spots before a walk suddenly turns into an unexpected freedom parade for your pet. Leather collars need gentler care, but fabrics can often handle a good scrub with an old toothbrush just around the hardware. So let's move into pet toys. And the pet toy basket, those are going to be like little tiny archaeological digs full of slobber and emotional damage. You'll find half-chewed tennis balls, flattened plush ducks, and one toy your pet suddenly cares about again the minute you try to throw it away. Washing toys regularly helps reduce germs, of course, and it keeps that stale dog toy smell from taking over the room.
Plush toys can usually go into the washing machine, especially if you place them inside a mesh laundry bag first. Rubber and hard toys soak nicely in a warm, soapy water, and damaged toys should be retired before they become choking hazards. If stuffing is escaping dramatically like a disaster movie scene, it's probably time to say goodbye. Now we're moving into pet beds because pet beds are basically giant odor sponges wrapped in fur. They collect hair, crumbs, dirt, oils, and the occasional hidden treat your pet was saving for later. Vacuuming the bed before washing helps tremendously because otherwise your washing machine becomes a furry snow globe.
Fur comes off, wash it regularly and dry it completely so it doesn't develop that damp rainstorm kind of smell. Baking soda works well for freshening foam inserts, and enzyme cleaners are fantastic for accident spots or stubborn odors. Honestly, enzyme cleaners deserve tiny superhero capes for everything that they survive in pet households. So let's look at their kennels and travel crates. Those are easy to ignore because once the door closes, we pretend the inside no longer exists. Meanwhile, fur, crumbs, dirt, and mystery smells are quietly building their own civilization in the corners. Start by removing blankets and linens. Then vacuum out all the debris before wiping surfaces down with a pet safe cleaner.
Don't forget the travel crates in the vehicles because they collect everything from muddy paw prints to stale french fries hiding under the blankets. Corners and seams are usually where the grime settles most, so giving those extra attention helps a lot. A clean crate also feels more comfortable and calming for pets during travel. We're moving on to food bins and storage. Pet food bins need occasional deep cleaning because oils from kibble build up over time and can turn rancid. A lot of people keep pouring fresh fruit on top without ever emptying the container completely, and eventually the whole thing starts smelling strange. Washing and fully drying the container before refilling helps keep food fresher and helps avoid unwanted pests.
This is also a great time to check expiration dates and wipe down the scoops or measuring cups. Pet feeding stations can become from festivals, and they can do it surprisingly quickly, especially with enthusiastic eaters. who fling kibble like confetti. Keeping this area clean really cuts down on odors throughout the house.
So we're going to talk about bathing pets, pet clothes, well, laundering pet clothes and coats. So bathing pets regularly to prevent that dog smell should be done at least every 2 months. I use a shampoo on both the dog and cat called BioGroom Groom and Fresh Dog Shampoo because it's odor eliminating. We bought a small bottle and then we bought a gallon, seriously. And we put a big pump on it and it lasted about 14 years, which is longer than the original dog. My beagle used to roll in coyote scat, and it was really difficult to clean him until we found this product. And when he got sprayed by skunks in the backyard at night, which happened about 3 times, I used to make up a solution of 1 quart hydrogen peroxide, 4 tablespoons of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of Dawn dish soap. And you mix the baking soda and the dish soap into a paste in a large bowl, and then you add the hydrogen peroxide. After it stops fizzing, transfer it into a spray bottle, and you need to wash your dog outside while applying the solution with gloves. And because I didn't want to reuse the gloves, I would use those disposable food service gloves. But you need to avoid getting in their eyes, mouth, and nose, and be sure to rinse it off after 5 minutes. And then you might want to shampoo with your normal dog shampoo. And you can use this de-skunk solution to clean the collars too.
That's great. Yeah, we just used to have to keep, we used the tomato juice thing, but the bigger danger for us when I was growing up was porcupines. So it wasn't, yeah, so we always had to have pliers by the door so that if the dog showed up, we could. Oh. All right, so back to their clothes. The tiny pet coats and sweaters somehow get filthy faster than regular human clothing, probably because they're at ground level.
Their legs are
mud
smaller.
Splashes, wet grass, belly drips seem magnetically attracted to them, especially during rainy seasons. Most pet clothes can be gently washed, but fastening the Velcro first prevents your laundry from turning into one giant tangled fabric octopus. So air drying usually helps these little outfits last longer and keeps them from shrinking into doll clothes. Even if your pet acts deeply offended while wearing a raincoat, keeping these items clean helps prevent odors and skin irritation. Plus, there's something objectively funny about folding miniature jackets.
So, simple pet cleaning routines. That's the biggest secret to managing pet mess is to keep routines small and manageable. Wash bowls daily, wipe feeding mats regularly, sort through toys once a week, and wash pet beds every few weeks before the odors become sentient. Tiny habits prevent giant cleaning marathons later.
Exactly. And you don't need perfection, and you definitely don't need a 12-step spreadsheet for your dog's squeaky broccoli collection. A little consistency keeps your home fresher, healthier, and far less crunchy underfoot. Your pets probably won't notice the effort, but your nose absolutely will. So pets bring us so much joy, companionship, entertainment, and chaos into our homes. They also bring fur, slobber, mystery stains, and enough scattered toys to twist an ankle on if you're not paying attention. Keeping their belongings clean helps protect both their health and ours while making the whole house feel calmer.
And honestly, cleaning pet stuff becomes much easier when you stop aiming for perfection and focus on simple maintenance instead. A few regular routines, some natural cleaners, and a trusty enzyme spray can work absolute wonders. Plus, your house smells less like a eau de wet retriever, which everyone appreciates.
Thanks for joining us today on the JJ's Declutter podcast. Until next time,
keep it simple.
Keep it intentional. And as always, keep decluttering.
Decluttering.
These
We
days,
actually said it together, but we had a lot of pausing in there.
oh my goodness. So, yeah, there we go. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us on the JJ's Declutter podcast. If you're ready to keep simplifying, follow us for more tips and join our Facebook community to share your wins and challenges. Subscribe here because it's always more fun to declutter with friends. And thanks in advance for leaving us a review.